Good evening, everybody, and welcome to this evening's update on Tropical Storm Roslyn. So, as of 7 p.m. Central Daylight Time, Friday, October the 21st, Tropical Storm Roslyn has maximum sustained winds of 70 miles per hour, a minimum central pressure of 992 millibars, and is moving west-northwest at 7 miles per hour. Looking at the key messages for Tropical Storm Roslyn, Roslyn is forecasted to become a hurricane when it passes near and makes landfall along the west-central coast of Mexico late Saturday and Sunday, accompanied by strong winds and a potentially dangerous storm surge. A hurricane warning is now in effect for portions of the west-central coast of Mexico. Heavy rainfall could lead to flash flooding and possible landslides in areas of rugged terrain over coastal southwestern and west-central Mexico. So, looking at the satellite imagery of Tropical Storm Roslyn, Tropical Storm Roslyn is looking very organized now. It has a solid core of convection, and it looks like it's got a classic pinwheel tropical storm hurricane shape to it now. And several bands are evident on the northwest and northeastern side of Roslyn. And outflow is looking pretty healthy on the system. So, unfortunately, I think that Roslyn is going to strengthen kind of quickly over the next 24 to 48 hours due to low wind shear and warm ocean temperatures. And looking at the wind shear map, Roslyn is still dealing with about 15 knots of wind shear, but it is not impacting the system whatsoever as it is breathing out healthily. Looking at the official hurricane cone for Roslyn, Roslyn's expected to become a hurricane tonight and approach west central Mexico as a likely Category 2 hurricane by 1 a.m. Sunday morning. Here are the aforementioned hurricane warnings in the red areas, and we got hurricane watches in the pink areas and tropical storm watches in the blue areas. Roslyn's expected to make landfall Sunday morning somewhere along the west central Mexican coast and rapidly move inland and weaken as it moves over the Sierra Occidental Mountains. And then eventually, towards Monday, starts to move towards Texas and is going to bring some rain to Texas due to its remnants moving over the state. Looking at the official spaghetti model guidance for Roslyn, in the next 48 hours, Roslyn is going to make a landfall in the west central Mexico. In the next 72 hours, Roslyn is expected to pass over south and central Texas as a remnant low, bringing much needed rain to the drought-stricken state. And then looking at the intensity model guidance, I think that these are actually underdoing the intensity, and I do think that Roslyn will become a mid-grade Category 2 hurricane upon landfall with the upper tier of the models due to the structure, the warm ocean temperatures, and the light wind shear. But the majority of the models keep Roslyn as a mid to high grade Category 1 hurricane and makes landfall as a mid to high grade Category 1 hurricane. So hopefully the model guidance is correct and Roslyn doesn't get too strong before its landfall. And looking at the European model projected rainfall totals for west central Mexico, we are now looking at anywhere from widespread 3 to 6 inches along the far western coast of west central Mexico, and where Roslyn makes landfall, we're going to be likely seeing a core of about 6 to 8 inches of rain. So make sure you're preparing for flash flooding if you live in west and west central Mexico from Roslyn, as well as landslides from the mountains. And the GFS model is putting similar totals of about 2 to 5 inches with isolated locations of 6 to 8 inches where the core of Roslyn comes on shore and where we could get some training feeder bands moving on the east side of Roslyn. So flooding is going to be a big issue across west central Mexico. So make sure that you guys are preparing for that. Thanks for watching this evening's update on Tropical Storm Roslyn. Roslyn will likely become a hurricane in the next few hours, and I will continue to update you guys on Roslyn until she makes landfall Sunday. Thanks for watching and have a wonderful evening, my friends.